Experience!
This is a fantasy football update for Tuesday, November 12th. The Dolphins beat the Rams on Monday Night Football because the Rams settled for 5 field goals in the game. Probably not going to be enough to beat the 23 on the other side of the ball. Incredibly sloppy first half. A little bit better in the second, and not many fantasy takeaways. Tyreek ended up playing. He has ligament problems in his wrist. He wasn't good by any means, but he got there with a touchdown late. Not the Tyreek Hill upside that you're probably looking for with your first round pick in fantasy, but hey, it's better than nothing, I suppose. At this point, Kupp and Puka on the other side of the ball played pretty well. The notes that you should have from the Dolphins side, that Raheem Mostert is only playing there. He only played third down. I was saying he's only playing third downs, but it was A-Chain. It was right, mainly A-Chain carrying the ball primarily on first and second down and playing those snaps. And then Mostert came in primarily on third down and really didn't do much in the game in terms of carries. In fact, he had 0 carries in the game. So he's a bench, maybe a drop at this point, depending on the size of your league. And on the other side of the ball, we saw Davis Allen run as the primary tight end for the Rams in this game. They don't really emphasize the tight end that much outside of Tyler Higbee, who might be back before the end of the season off his ACL surgery. The Rams tight ends are not worth owning if you've been streaming Colby Parkinson or holding out hope that what we saw earlier on in the season from him, he would actually do something. It's not going to happen for Colby Parkinson's Davis Allen right now, and even, 5 for 30. It's nice if you had it and you needed something out of that tight end spot, but not worth rolling out. There's too many better tight ends on a consistent basis to be rolling through your fantasy lineups right now. The game of the week has the most interesting injury news that we're going to have to keep up to date on: the Bills and the Chiefs. Keon Coleman has already been ruled out for week number 11. Amari Cooper is making improvements with his wrist injury and does have a chance to return in this game. On the Bills side of the ball, Dalton Kincaid is up in the air for the week with his knee injury, so that probably means he's not going to play. I suppose there's always an outside chance, but the Bills are going to be undermanned either way on the passing side of the ball offensively. And on the Chiefs side, Isaiah Pacheco could actually have his practice window open this week. He'll have 1 or 2 weeks of practice. He could be back by early December, which would be a big boon to this offense. Not that Kareem Hunt has been bad by any means, but Pacheco is significantly better. And the Chiefs offense is starting to round into full health a little bit, or as healthy as they're going to get, because Hollywood Brown could be back by late season, early playoffs. And then Juju actually should return to practice this week as well after missing the past 3 weeks, getting hurt, then missing 2 weeks. That hamstring injury has been debilitating towards him, but he could be back in this game as well. So you might actually see an offense where you have Hopkins, Juju, and Worthy with Kelsey for the first time since the Hopkins trade actually went through at full health, which would be nice for the Chiefs offense and at least building a little bit of consistency week over week. T. Higgins has been elevated to day-to-day from week to week. Obviously, they played last Thursday, and he's missed the last 2 games. 3 games? 2 games? Whatever it has been for them. But they play Sunday night against the Chargers, so we're going to need more information on him before we can commit to getting him back into starting lineups. When I run the first run of rankings on Thursday morning when I release the show, T. Higgins will likely be in them if he at least has a limited practice. On Wednesday, DK Metcalf is also coming off bye and expected to return to practice on Wednesday. Ditto for Noah Fant on the Seahawks as well. Some quick other news. Sam Laporta is hopeful to play in week number 11, but hopeful usually means not going to play. Just throwing that out there. Brian Robinson is an estimated did not practice for Thursday Night Football. He hasn't gone each of the past 2 weeks. This week against the Eagles on short rest, he's probably not going to go again. So Austin Eckler remains a very viable top 20 option at running back for the week. Joe Flacco is going to start again for the Colts. Trevor Lawrence has not been confirmed yet in terms of what's going on with his shoulder. There's a chance he could play because it's his left shoulder, although it's significantly injured to the point where he might need surgery to be out for the rest of the season. I mean, Lawrence hasn't been good all year long, but you really don't want to see Mac Jones in there because was brutal on Sunday. Maybe it's because it was against the Vikings defense, which is quite good, but we'll see how that goes moving forward, especially with all the options that you want to use from the Jags. Not that there's a long line of Jags that you want to have in your starting lineup, but at least with Brian Thomas and Evan Ingram, hopefully something can come through on that point. And the Bengals have reportedly brought in Leonard Fournette. I know they traded for Khalil Herbert last week. He had 1 touch for 1 fumble, although it was credited to Joe Burrow, so technically he did not touch the ball. They need someone to come in and spell Chase Brown just a little bit, because Chase Brown playing 95% of the backfield snaps just probably is not sustainable for the Bengals offense right now. But again, they play Sunday night in a tough matchup against the Chargers, and they really do need a win here if they want to stay in the AFC playoff race, the race for the bottom, the 7 seed, to see how that goes. That was the quick fantasy football update. Remember to smash the like, sub to the channel, and use code Mayo at Underdog to get yourself a free pick for Thursday Night Football.
Mayo experience! Experience!